What are you talking about,
Prostitute story. You guys ready? Are you ready for this?
Bondage? I'm in.
I should be able to hire my own tweaker to beat up another tweaker.
Gets high fives from the boys.
It's the stupidest thing I ever heard of.
Good morning, the boys.
Good morning, everyone. It's a morning.
It's actually a morning. We're actually morning with the boys for once.
We hitting that. You can definitely, if you go look at yesterday's video compared to today's video, you can just see the night and day of how much more awake I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as much as I claim to be a morning person, like, I still look like this when I wake up.
I do not claim
My
to be a
whole
morning
face
person.
is just poof. Come on, eyeballs, open up.
Morning. I've been having eye twitches, bro.
Mm.
Like my lower lid just been going crazy the last couple
You
weeks.
gotta
dude.
love a good eye twitch that just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, and it's making me like, am I going crazy?
And then you gotta like hold it, like stop twitching.
Yeah. I was even like looking in the mirror last night real close, watching it. Like, why are you moving like that? Why are you doing that? Don't.
And it just does whatever it wants to. Same thing with like cramps.
Yeah, oh, I hate waking up to a leg cramp.
Oh.
Like you stretched or something in your sleep and stretched too much. Yeah.
The weirdest one I had most recently was a shin cramp. And trying to work out a shin cramp where you're just like walking around and like the best way to work it out is to like motion it, but like the thing is like locked in place. I'm like, this thing's not moving. And then, you know, like 20 minutes later of walking around outside at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like
Just
a
looked like
crazy person,
yeah.
just doing circles on my block, just trying to.
With a little bit of a limp, you know? Yeah, because you probably looked like, this guy hasn't gone to bed yet.
Or this guy is stuck going right. He's Zoolander and hard. He can't turn left and get out.
I was watching some, I think he said I saw my first fentanyl fall and he caught it on camera, but this guy was like all drugged out on something. And when he fell, he did like a full body roll. Like if he would have caught himself, but he like was leaned on something and then fell and his hand and his feet stayed there, but he like did a barrel roll one whole time before he fell over. It was the weirdest thing. It was like whoosh, boom.
But he's like, I trust this wall is not going anywhere. And the wall didn't go anywhere. And his hand kept believing that it wasn't going anywhere. And then
His body said otherwise. Gravity was like,
gravity
nope.
said
Yeah.
otherwise.
Nope.
'Cause
you're
those-
going down.
Dudes who hard in the paint on the Fenty, bro, they will be slumped over in half and still walking. That dude who went crisscrossing through traffic that we had to dodge that one day, he was like that, half hunched over. And it's like, how is this dude straight hunchback of Notre Dame and zigzagging traffic? Like, how does he have the peripheral to be seen down there?
Bobbing and weaving. He's just looking at bumpers. Dude.
Ultimate blind frogger. Just
I see a bumper. See a bumper. Bumper.
what the hell's a
go that
leg
way.
doing here?
If you see any shoes or feet, you gotta yell at the
I
guy.
gotta wig out.
Oh man.
I seen a meme that said that recently. When you want to just ride the bus, but you don't want anybody messing with you, he just pulls up, he's eating his sandwich, he finishes it, and then he just goes,
And leans over. Yeah. I saw that one too. I think it was like when you are hanging out at the Seattle bus stop and don't want to get mugged. So yeah, he does that. Does the lean overs. Yeah.
that is so damn funny. I was like, that
It probably
Legit.
works, dude.
probably does. Legitimately probably does.
The only time you get bothered is another guy going, "Hey, you got any left?"
What do you do in that situation? No.
No.
You had to act like you're mad too, that you don't have it. You get called out
damn it.
as a poser.
What happened?
This guy's not angry enough. He's a fake Fenty.
He's faking the Fenty.
Get him.
Oh man, that's terrible.
They are like, if you look at fentanyl users, they look like the closest thing to skinwalkers.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're about to hit 4 legs and just.
Like, dude, there's a video of that one street that are just like a bunch of them just standing there and like leaning over and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. It looks like a scene from a zombie movie for real. People just slowly walking.
I would see that's the zombie movie we do need though. Revenge of the Fenties. Like they all just get together and they just start slow motioning.
And they're like, you know what, guys? There's more of us than there are them. We could take over the world.
And they're just slow motion. Fenties just coming at everybody. But then, you get time to regroup and get your shit together because they do take breaks.
I'ma get you. I'ma get you after I take this next one.
And then they just crash out a little bit. And you're like, thank God. You almost got us that time quickly. Let's go.
All we have to do is last another 30 minutes and he'll need a break.
That's essentially how it would be too. Like getting chased by heroin. Dude who's on heroin just wait until he's just nodding out. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, you son of a.
Yeah. See, we gotta just keep. As long as you keep dropping it behind you, he can never get you. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
100%. That would be it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Hey, if you
Get you, son of a-
you want to survive in the
Oh,
post-apocalypse world, have all the drugs on you.
What?
You will do so well in a post-apocalypse with drugs on you.
Imagine you give a zombie mushrooms, and then they start increasing their brain size, and then oh yeah. Why am I trying to eat everybody? This is such a
Zombies become early cavemen.
hilarious, and then the cycle restarts again. That is how.
And then humans are green and we get the Hulk.
Ah, yes. That's how we got superheroes in the Hulk, yeah.
Speaking of Hulk, you have a new Avengers movie coming out, Captain America. I'm pretty confused. I didn't see Captain America in it. I seen Harrison Ford, which made me wonder if Harrison Ford is Captain America in the future. Kind of would make sense. But it has, I wish I could remember that guy's name. Black guy with the big gap in his teeth. He's got wings in it. He was fighting.
Yeah, he was Falcon? No, not Falcon.
Is that it? Something like that.
Yeah, the guy with the wings, yeah.
I don't know. He might be new Captain America. I'm not sure. The way that they portrayed it, he became Captain America.
Yeah, because Captain America gave him his shield in one of the old movies or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where I was lost. I didn't know that Captain did that.
Yeah, he became a new captain, I think. That was.
But you get Red Hulks.
Red Hulks?
Yeah, it looks like you got a pretty savage fight between Falcon or Captain America. I'm not sure which one.
Falcon
who's
America.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. Anyways, so we got that, and we have Red Hulks, which I'm pretty excited to see.
Yeah.
I love a good Hulk fight.
Yeah, Hulk smash.
When Iron Man was fighting Hulk, trying to get him under control, that was one of the most legit fights.
I like when Hulk fucks up Loki. Yeah. It just
Hulk versus
throw him away.
Thor, that's a legit fight.
You seen the video of the guy who dresses up like a maintenance guy and then like outlifts people?
Oh yeah, I love
so
that guy.
They did a
Excuse me. The clean one spot right here.
yeah. Well, they did a combo of Avengers and him with Thor's hammer. He comes in, just going to clean. He just grabs Thor's hammer and starts doing this, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. Oh, just going to clean real quick under here. It was a pretty good crossover.
That is
video.
awesome. I love those videos that they're doing where the UFC does it all the time. Somebody gets knocked out and then they transition the scene to the guys like rowing the boat down the stream, you know what I mean?
So just someone sleeping in their bed or something.
Or like he hits it, gets knocked out, and all of a sudden he's like riding a bicycle away. You're like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. AI has been doing some funny ones like that I've seen.
100%. Oh, and this shout out the premiere of the shirt that my father got for me.
The pocketed...
I don't know how to show the pocket off the best, but
there's a pocket in there.
it's a very deep pocket.
It's pretty legit. They tried to hide the pocket on the seam of the shirt, and if you have nothing in that pocket, you could probably get away with it pretty decently. But also, if you're sitting like back here looking this way in, it definitely looked like a little pocket.
Also, like you just said, it's a shirt.
Yeah, why it's I kind of like it. I might start putting pockets in all my shirts right there, dude.
Your mom is good enough. She could probably
she
stitch
puts
you
some-
pockets
some
into your
pockets.
shirts.
Hell yeah. Every button up I own.
Not even button ups. Just put them on t-shirts.
Actually, you know what I am going to do? I'm going to have my mom sew on pockets to my knees of my work pants. You sew on pockets to your knees of your work pants, throw in carpet pad. You have built-in knee pads all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got bad knees. They've been broken knees.
Too many broken knees. I don't know. I'm so much of a just grunt and bear it forever. I think that's what it actually naturally is. I'm just like straight up deal with the pain, and then I go home and I can think about it later.
Yeah, guess what? I talked about buying knee pads for like 6 months. Still haven't bought any.
Shout out
Call
Josh
you back.
Schaefer Construction. Yeah, I'll talk to you in a little bit. In the middle of a podcast, damn it.
God damn.
Sheesh. Guy can't even do a podcast. What up, Terry?
It's pretty funny. I was like, tell Izzy I'm leaving for podcast. She goes, in the morning? Like, yeah, that's when we're supposed to do it. It's morning with the boys, Izzy. Come on.
Yeah, you can't exactly be morning with the boys if you're morning.
Yeah, and unless we're like
Doesn't start
sad all
till-
the time, we're mourning with the boys.
Oh, yeah.
Different kind of mourn.
There's a whole lot of death around here. We're just mourning with the boys. So sad.
So sad.
That's the whole
sad.
podcast. It's so sad.
We're so sad.
Why are you guys sad? I'm just so sad.
Just so sad. Morning.
Can you guys please tell us why you're sad? It's just so sad.
Oh,
Just
no.
so sad.
We're just mourning.
We're mourning. Morning.
Morning.
That's what you get here. You get some great morning and morning riff humor
Morning.
here at Morning with the Boys. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Either that or we go bugle to bugle. You know?
Yeah, bugle humor. That's a mouthful.
The chip for your fingertip. That should be their new slogan. By the way, we're waiting to get paid for that slogan.
I haven't seen a single bag of bugles sold. So I don't know if they're still selling.
I know they're still selling, but I don't know if... Excuse me. I know they're still in stores. I don't know if they're selling. It's been a while since I bought a bag of bugles.
What about a bag of combos? You still fuck with combos?
Combos? No.
Yeah. No?
No.
It seems like there was a lot of generic junk food that we used to eat, and it's dying because of what's inside of it. Like, they're like, oh, we can't feed you guys this stuff anymore.
Yeah, it's different from what we ate as kids, right? Even the stuff that we ate as kids is now having way more shit in it than it did when we were growing up. But yeah, I could.
What's crazy, so a corporation was like, okay, so we're going to sell you donuts. Perfect. Great. Okay, well, we want to sell you these donuts, but the problem is these donuts only stay good for like a week. So we're going to pull out some of the other stuff that actually spoils, and then we're going to put some of this other stuff in it, and that's going to make it last a month on the shelf. How's that sound? That sound great to you? That sounds great to me. Cool. Let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, well, it's not really working because if it sits on a shelf for like a month, we don't really get to sell it all. We're still throwing a bunch away. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's pull some more of the stuff that's actually supposed to be in it. I'll put a little bit more of preservatives, and we'll make that stuff last a little bit longer. Cool. Now it's good on the shelf for 2 months.
And then they were like, hey, we're not selling enough of it. What can we put inside of it that will make people get addicted to it? And then they're like, oh, we just add some this.
What is like because right now across the board it seems like sugar is the culprit, but there's 1,000 sugars. It's and then they're like it's the dye's fault, but we've been using dyes and everything for forever as well. It's
the highly processed replacement vitamins is what I believe. The fucking
but you can't vitamins
hydroxide something chloride, which is and right next to it says B12. Right, so it's a highly processed, instead of being the actual source of like a vitamin B12 or whatever it is, it's some fucking homemade thing that is supposed to replace the B12. You know what I mean? That's where I think all the problems are coming from, because it's like, oh yeah, we're supposed to have, it's supposed to have all these vitamins in it. Let's just put our processed homemade vitamins in that probably aren't really good for you. Probably not even real vitamins.
I think you are eating probably one of the biggest things that's being attacked across the board, and that is cereal. Mm-hmm. And you're still a pretty big proponent of it. Like you'll still get, is it all day with the same cereal? Or are you getting some Lucky Charms? You getting some Cocoa Pebbles? You getting some Fruity Pebbles?
Izzy goes with some different ones, but I pretty much stick to either my Golden Puffs or Cheerios or Captain Crunch. Those are kind of like my
So those are your three. Yeah, okay, so those are still in the...
Cheerios is super bad. It has a bunch of that shit in there for you. The heart healthy shit is just something they paid for. It's not fucking legit. My dad was so heartbroken when we told him that too. He was like, but that's the only cereal I eat. And I was like, it's one of the worst ones.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Oh, he's like, no.
Yeah, you can buy your Heart Health Association for $250,000, everybody.
That's it. So wait, we could put heart healthy on cigarettes if we came out
no, but we could put it on our podcast.
Oh, heart healthy. But no, so I legit looked it up with my dad. It was that in the 80s, a bunch of tobacco companies bought the food industry and fucking started putting addictive shit in our food. 100%.
But
Google even admits it.
Yeah, but then you look at so you have cigarettes, right? And they were putting all that stuff in cigarettes forever.
Same thing. You know what? That was because they made the light cigarette and no one was buying, they weren't selling enough. So then they went to the chemist and said, what can we do that will make our
Which is kind of crazy addictive? Because it's hard to believe that because they were selling a ton of cigarettes. To think that they weren't selling enough cigarettes. Everybody was smoking cigarettes. It was in the movies how popular it was. I mean, everybody was still growing their own tobacco. It just wasn't commercialized in the way that it was.
I think it was starting to die. I think they made light cigarettes, and then everyone started buying light cigarettes, and everyone slowed down on the smoking. And then they weren't selling as much, and then that's why they went and put the addictive. But I could
because I look at it, because look at beer and then Bud Light. Are you saying that that's effectively brought down drinking? But I don't think so. I think it's just doubled down. You have people who convince themselves that it's anything better than just having regular beer.
Well, I mean...
And then through the attack on cigarettes, all you did was create a huge another market for vaping. Cigarette sales might have gone down % or up a %. I don't think it varied that much. And I think vape took on, so then you just brought in a whole nother wave of smokers.
Well, that's new. If you think of it from the cigarettes point of view, if in the 80s they were running into problems and then now vaping just came out, they made it 30 years being the only one in that industry, right? In the tobacco industry. So they did what they set out to do, I think.
And then you got to
That's what they were
think
doing.
about, okay, because it's not just the tobacco. Well, I guess it's tobacco, but think how many different people produce tobacco. Go to a smoker friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Look how many different types of tobacco. That's different families all across everywhere. It's not just big tobacco.
Right.
There's a bunch of little pieces who have all said, yeah, we know this shit kills us. Make our cigarettes. And Marlboro just happens to be one of the biggest. Camel's the biggest.
Yeah, if
But
you,
Marlboro, if you look at Marlboro as a whole and what they plant over like 10 million trees a year. They do all this giveaway stuff. The same thing that
they're philanthropists.
they're huge philanthropists. They give back so much. Think about how many people have coats because of their Marlboro bucks.
Yeah, that is kind of nice that they do the Marble Bucks.
It's
and stuff
killing
like
you,
that.
yeah. But it's like if you're so fucking brain dead that you think that smoking a cigarette is like was good for you, like you're fucking retarded.
Yeah, not cigarettes, but they've definitely done studies that nicotine is good for you, but all the other chemicals that come with cigarettes is not. They did a test on some
Think
rabbits
how
or
many
something.
men you've seen in just all these meetings, just all sitting around smoking cigarettes, and some of the most creative and thoughts came out of that. Profound. I guarantee you, it was somebody who was like, "Ugh, this cigarette smoke."
Cigarette smoke is so gross.
And then, and granted, there's some people who are just sitting up in their houses smoking 3 packs of cigarettes around their whole family, just inundated into a box because you never leave your house. That's a real problem. But I think there's just a happy medium to all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, you shouldn't smoke 4 packs of cigarettes a day. No, you shouldn't sit in your house all day long not doing anything. If you're stressed, you smoke a handful of cigarettes in a day, probably live as long as somebody who is sitting in doing absolutely nothing.
My grandma, dude. She's the longest living grandparent that we have, and she definitely was probably a pack a day girl, in her younger years, and then she's still smoking.
And she's not stopping.
Yeah, she's not stopping.
Living her best life. Cantankerous.
So here we are. It says medical nicotine. Animal studies and long-term observations of people who have used medical nicotine for years show it's relatively safe. If you can get nicotine without the chemicals found in cigarettes, it's proven to be safer. Oh, and well, of course, if you're not smoking,
That
yeah,
one is probably the biggest move on tobacco's part that was kind of shady is the nicotine supplements. That's shady business.
You think so?
Yes, because it doesn't do anything to actually derive you from wanting the thing.
So
Nicotine patches don't help you to not want to smoke cigarettes, and neither do the gum. They don't help.
Guess
It's just
what? It's because you're addicted to the chemicals, not the nicotine. Yeah.
But it's whatever. But even in the gum and stuff, whatever is in the gum, it doesn't help.
Yeah, I can't remember who was on Joe Rogan's podcast when he talked about nicotine, but he was basically saying that nicotine's not what's bad for you. It's everything else they put in.
But like, yeah. So that was like Nicorette.
Did you try
And
it?
these, I have, and it tastes like ass. It makes you not want to chew gum.
I also have not.
But that is the biggest thing is across the board, it stinks. That is the biggest problem. If they could make a cigarette that was just like a cigarette, but it didn't stink, boom. There'd be everybody be happy. I don't know if it ever come back full swing, like people be able to smoke inside, but it would at least make so much people happy.
Yeah, because that's my brother hates it because of the smell.
Everybody hates it because of the smell.
And if we go back to when you said if you go into like a tobacco store, like a smoker friendly or something, if you look at how many companies are actually just making tobacco, not prepackaged cigarettes, but just loose tobacco. Yeah, you go in there and there's a wall full of tobacco companies. And I guess that's something you don't really think about, and because you go into a gas station, you see Camel, you see Marlboros, and maybe the Montagos, but yeah, I never really thought there's a shitload of companies doing tobacco.
And think about that. If you are one of these individuals who is constantly like, it's the chemicals, it's the chemicals, it's the chemicals, well, you could go roll your own cigarettes 100%, and you can get 100% all natural tobacco. You can stuff it in there and you can smoke it. And you're same thing except minus all of the corporate chemicals.
Can't get an exact number, but 5 companies known as transnational tobacco companies.
Transnational. And that would make sense because you're getting stuff from like
British American Tobacco, Japan Tobacco International, Philip Morris International, Imperial Brands,
that's
and China
one
National.
place that is huge for smoking is China and Japan.
Yeah,
Taiwan, all like the Philippines, Vietnam, they love smoking cigarettes.
There's this guy who does custom cars, right? And he requests that he can smoke in the facility, and he does like body kits, right, for super nice Porsches and shit like that. And yeah, he requests that he is somewhere that he can smoke because he sits there and has them while he's working.
And he probably is just chaining them while he's smoking. But anybody who's a smoker gets it, but anybody who's not a smoker doesn't get it. Like there's something about like when you're high stress, can't quite get things to slow down, when you go and then boom, something can just click just like that. And I'm not saying it's the cigarettes doing it, it's the fact that through all the stress and mayhem that's happening trying to figure something out, boom, it'll click. And it's just because you had a second to go, okay,
right, that it's almost that second just to, while you're inhaling, I haven't actually thought about this when I'm inhaling, but like, does your mind just kind of go blank when you're like what do you keep thoughts in your head when you're in? You know
no, because the only thing you're focused on is inhaling.
And I think that's it. Like I've noticed that if I had a toothpick or even sunflower seeds, but sunflower seeds wreck my fucking mouth. But if I can keep my mouth busy with either chewing on something, gum, eating sunflower seeds, I have no craving to smoke. So I think for me, it's just doing something, right? So even I've seen the little necklace that's just like a little metal stick, and you just inhale on that. It's supposed to knock down your cravings. It's just the act of doing like or something. So I've thought about trying that.
I wonder if that would work. I wonder if that might make any of a difference.
You still have the feeling of taking that second of doing your inhale.
If I had a thing that was hooked up to my chest and it was like this big, it screams rape whistle. So I'm going to be blowing it. I'm not going to be inhaling. I'm going to be going.
It's like, get to a job site and be like, dude, something's going on with your boss down there. He's just been whistling for like an hour. It's like, no, we bought him a rape whistle. Sorry. He just likes whistling it off.
It's not working. It's not getting the job done. There's a problem.
my whistle fake cigarette isn't working. Or yeah, my necklace cigarette isn't working. Dude, that's a rape whistle.
That was like the thing, even like with vaping and stuff. Call me old school, but I could not just even vaping. I was like, this is just what makes me want a cigarette.
It's weird. Yesterday I did really good. I was craving a cigarette while I was out dashing. Almost went and bought one, but I was like, no, it's for what I'll buy one pack of cigarettes, it's half of what I need to get my vape coil and a new fucking bottle of juice. It's like, for 2 packs of cigarettes, I can get the shit to fix my vape and get it tasting better. And then I was like, I was gonna go get Montegos, but then I was like, Montegos taste like shit. I was like, I don't think I want. I was like, I'm good. I don't think I'll go. But I'm definitely craving a fucking cigarette right now. That's for sure.
But then you're in it now where you could just hold out.
It's like
I'm like, and I'll say this because this is the way I quit last time. There's a time and a place for it, and right now is not the time or the place. I got way too much shit going on my plate. Give me another. But then I think about, man, are we having kids again soon? Already have, and I'm like, that's the one thing I keep thinking about is, because when will be the time? But then I need to like go away for like 3 weeks.
right 'cause
into
you're
the
just
mountains.
Miserable.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go scream it out in the mountains until I'm clean.
We go down to Mexico, do an ayahuasca journey.
I would need a cigarette during an ayahuasca trip. I don't know why people.
No, dude, that's we go there to get rid of that stuff.
No, I go down there and be like, dude, there's. You just don't even get. Give me a second.
You guys don't even understand.
I'm talking to a fucking tree.
Yeah.
You guys just don't even get it. Like,
Dude,
look.
not kidding. You talk to a tree in the Amazon jungle while you're on ayahuasca, it's probably got some good advice.
I'm not gonna argue with you there,
Yeah.
but
That would be pretty funny.
the fact remains, and I can be such a condescending cunt sometimes that 100% I would do that. I'd be like, look, yeah, cool. You've been around for a couple 100 years growing. You ain't seen nothing. Oh, you've been here. I've been around this sucker, okay?
You ever been outside of this forest? I didn't fucking think so, guy. The shaman's like, dude, you gotta stop fucking yelling at the trees, okay?
I'd be the first guy who was like, you know what? I can't even do it with you. Go away. The shaman just kicks me out. You heard about the other tribe, though? The bad ayahuasca tribe? Man, you gotta be careful. You go off into the jungle, they're like soul snatchers.
Oh, they're there to feed off your energy?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
That's scary as hell. What if you go on your trip and then they take you into that darkness? Are you ready to?
Dude. So the Egyptians talk about how he was able to transfer consciousness. One of the big guys was able to transfer consciousness between 2 bodies. What if that's how they do it?
Now you get into.
They get you on a out of body experience, and while you're out of your body, homeboy sneaks in, and then you have no fucking, you can't come back. Damn.
That's the second Beetlejuice.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
She drinks him. She soul snatches him.
Oh snap!
He gets stuck there, or she gets stuck there, and he's like, I'm out.
Damn. Okay. Cool. I haven't seen the second one.
And would it be, could you fault the guy who was trying to get his body back? Turns out he murdered both his parents, so he probably should have stayed dead, but. But if you were that guy, you were just you can understand the rationality of it, whether it's terrible, but you can understand if you were stuck for eternity.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're stuck in eternity and 300-400 years have gone by, you'd probably do it too, there, bud. Mm-hmm. Hey, sorry to do this there to you there, bud, but I gotta take your soul. I've been here for like 200 years there, bud. I think I'm gonna do it. Usually I'm a real nice guy, but this time I want your soul.
I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to just
try to be a nice guy for 200 years, man? It don't work.
Talk about, what if you're like a person who just was so used to the attention, and then all of a sudden you're a ghost, and then everybody ignores you for hundreds of years. You think you would turn
sour? 100%, bro. Especially if you were like...
What if you were a cheerleader?
Or like a pretentious king. right? You're this king who was always like, people worship me.
Oh, let's hit it with the Hitler. I am the Hitler. And
Why is nobody seeing me?
why is there so many Jews running around? They were all supposed to be exterminated. Why is there so many Jews still?
What year is it? This is bullshit. Why is nobody sticking their hand out at me straight?
And the gays everywhere?
Oh, why is nobody sticking their hand at me? Nobody still does my handshake.
It'd be a short of Adolf the Ghost where he just can't do anything. He's just
He's a
up
ghost.
there complaining or down there complaining and wherever you know,
see what
evil
they did to my
dictators go.
country?
They should get, that's another skit, have all the evil dictators in hell together, just
Sitting at
sitting
the table.
around. Yeah. So what did you think, Stalin? Why would you, what could we do better the next time?
You got a pretty good one. Dude, I can't remember. I texted EJ something. Oh yeah, I was dashing, right? And I was like, I'm dashing like Prancer from
Yes, the reindeer.
Yeah, one of the reindeer. EJ messages me back and he goes, "Yeah, follow the red light like Adolf." And I was like, "Rudolph? You mean Rudolph, right?"
Brutal.
Yeah, that was pretty funny though.
That one was pretty good. Shout out EJ with that clip of Preparation H. That was good.
That was good. He's so mean, dude. He takes
So
Will.
mean.
Our buddy Will posts pictures on Facebook, and EJ just takes them and edits them. The last one was he took a picture of his dog, and it's like a white poodle. So it looked like he put him in the clouds. He put him as vape smoke. He put him like he's just throwing his dog in a bunch of edits. It's pretty funny, but I'm just like, dude, leave that poor man alone. Like he does not deserve to be edited into Preparation H commercials, bro.
He's just doing his own thing. How's the old Tesla treating him?
Great, dude. They gave him a $5,000 sign-on bonus.
We heard that.
Yeah, and he was able to put that into stock, so he is now a Tesla stock owner. Yeah, he says he loves it, man.
Is he getting any? He's got the Zuck, or not the Zuck, but he's got Musk's
He said he
email
could,
yet?
He said he could get it if you really tried.
Okay.
It's like if you go onto their website as an employee and you go contact us, it has everyone's email in there. So if he wanted, he could send old Musk an email.
EJ, if you wanna, you know.
If you want to send Elon Musk the clip of us talking about needing a robot or two for the Robot Fight Club, and if he wants to get in on it and be a sponsor, and we could...
Or even just get us in the room with Rogan. You know what I mean? You have Elon, boom, boom. We start making moves. Next thing you know, Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker. Because I think that's where we would start at. I don't think we get to hang out with Rogan. I think maybe we could get to hang out with Shane and Matt McCusker.
All right, I'll take that. But we got...
Make it to Philadelphia.
You're right. So this is... Elon's going to be like, why is there an email from my newest employee? And why is he telling me to go watch this stupid fucking podcast?
And then he's going to send it over to Joe, and then Joe would be like, I love what they're doing, but not really where we're at right now. And then Matt would be like, I don't know.
They're pretty cool.
They're kind of funny, though.
They're pretty cool.
They're kind of like us. I don't know.
Fuck it.
Gay?
Shane would be like, I'll fucking go. We'll fucking go to Montana. Fuck it.
I don't know if he's coming to Montana.
You don't think so?
I think Matt McCusker would come to Montana.
I mean, I know Joe Rogan appreciates Montana, so
Well, he does come to Montana, doesn't
yeah, do hunting and shit,
but
yeah.
Shane doesn't hunt. I could see Matt hunting, but I don't think that he even knows how to hunt.
Shane drinks.
They can both shoot.
Shane
drinks.
Yeah. You look up, Montana's beer consumption. It's pretty high.
I would love to see how he would hang up here.
Who, Shane?
Yeah.
Gillis? Dude, Gillis would fit right in, dude.
No, I'm saying I wonder how much he could hang.
How much he could hang. Because he is from...
The boy can put down. They did a teener race for Barstool. And they crushed that.
Texas's elevation is pretty low, though, right?
But this was back in Philly or New York that they did it.
Because did you know...
And he was a college, you know.
You know that the elevation affects how alcohol affects you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because when I went to...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like, could he hang up here?
He might... I think he can, because I've seen him drunk on the Tony Hinchcliffe, podcast, and he powers through it.
You would love if I was touching you with your fruitcake. Yeah, I was touching him. I started drinking. I get a little handsy.
At that fall, who's to blame? You heard that one? Yeah. We're all like, yeah, that's bad. He's luring dumb girls into his driveway. But then you meet the girls and you're like, maybe he's fishing with dynamite. Oh, it's so funny.
He's like, how many more retards you got hidden in the back there? And all of a sudden the next one comes. He's like, oh,
yeah.
That's the next geriatric.
He actually had like something wrong with his arm or something too. Yeah, he's just like, oh, God. But yeah, so I think he could hang. But yeah, when I was in Tennessee, bro, I wasn't going super crazy, right? Because I know if I drink, if I would have drank like I was drinking in Tennessee, here in Montana, I would have been drunk. Mm-hmm. But I could not get drunk in Tennessee. Like I said, I was taking it easy because I didn't want to get fucking wasted in downtown Nashville. But I couldn't. There was like one night I literally tried vodka, Red Bulls, and fucking beers and could not get drunk. So the elevation is legit a big factor in how alcohol affects you. Mm-hmm. And I never realized that.
Well, I was like... it's funny was Tony was living down in Florida and he was going to come up to visit. He literally started drink training.
Did he?
Before he came back. And then he drank everybody under the table the whole week.
Really?
Yeah, I went hard with him in the paint one night. I thought I outdrank him. And then we woke up the next day and he was wanting to slap a bag of wine and go to the house, you know what I mean? And we ended up walking, and he was like, you gotta start drinking, chug. And I took one, pull, I just started violently vomiting. Oh. And then I went into I fell back asleep.
Sorry, bud.
And then he called me later on and I did not answer. I was dead, and you're dead to me now.
You're dead to me. You're dead to me, slapping a bag in the morning.
Well, it was warm wine. Oh. But I mean, he got after it. And there's nothing worse when you're hungover and you just want to go home and die, but you can't even because you got to go with him places. Mm-hmm. I don't want to. Because we shut down the stadium that night. They shout out Laura back when she just let us in. I didn't have shoes on. I was just hanging out in there with no shoes on and my hat. And then she came around the corner and she was like, you don't have any shoes on? I was like, no, I haven't for like the last 2 hours. Like, you gotta go outside. Okay.
Oh, no shoes, no shirt, no service, man. Damn, they weren't kidding, huh?
Well, I mean, I had a shirt and it was all good. But anyways, hung outside, shut it down. It was like 2 something. Or no, maybe it was like right before. Went over the holiday and grabbed a box of Francia. And then walked over to Dina's place. Crash out. Wake up. We're like, okay, we got to get the hell out of here. Neighbor's still asleep. And we can't get neighbor awake to like leave. So we just leave neighbor. And then we come back like, must have been 2 hours later. He's still asleep. And we're like banging on the front door. We're banging on like the back slider. Like for him to unlock the door and let us in so we can get him out of her house. Like it's not his house.
Yeah.
And he's just passed out there until whenever he feels like waking up.
That's so crazy.
And he was out. That's that box line, man. Don't mess around. Ooh. Almost makes me nauseous just thinking about it.
Last time I slapped the bag was probably my house when you were there, in the old Laurel place.
That was
Slapping the
Twisted Tea, though.
bag. Was it?
That was. And I know because I wore quite a bit of that Twisted Tea all over my white shirt. I got twisted that night. I drove to Park City before realizing I'm supposed to be going to Billings.
Yeah, that's bad.
But that was long ago.
That was too long to remember.
Don't even yeah, how long ago was that?
See, we were 3 years at that house, 3 years at the next house, like 7 years, 7 years ago.
7 or 8 years ago.
That was, yeah, because Izzy was really, really little at that time, so about 7 years probably.
Yeah, there wasn't even a... Couldn't have been a Logan.
Nope. No, Logan would have been not even built up in my ball sack yet.
That's funny to think that he was built up. You know, like, nope, not yet. Got to bust you out. There's my son.
That one.
That's
the one.
Got to hold on now. Can't bust until someone's ready to go.
Gotta build that one up better. Maybe that's what happened with Logan. I didn't let him build up enough. Just kidding, everybody. Just kidding. Just kidding. I can make those jokes because I went through it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you can get much closer to, like that much closer to your kid when you go through a situation like that with your kid.
Man, he'll never get it, really. Like, as much as I can tell him, he'll never really understand. Izzy kind of understands what we went through because she was there at all the hospitals and shit, but still not even enough, really.
Yeah, like even this most recent one with Nando's broken arm. Like every time you gotta go in the hospital and check to make sure he's not broken, or ear infections, and
Make sure it's healing right.
anytime he's got a cold, and you gotta be putting a washcloth on his forehead to get a kid feeling better. All the things, you know. Like, especially when you're in different households. It's not like when we grew up. It was always mom.
Yeah, always mom, and then dad if he had to. Like, when my dad came and picked me up when I broke my arm in Red Lodge, but it was definitely not the same as mom would have. He was like, yeah, fucking damn it, got to travel all this fucking Red Lodge, and fucking turn around all fucking back home because you fucking broke your arm, you fucking idiot.
The bone's not even sticking out. Why the hell am I here?
This stupid, yeah. Thanks, Dad, love you too, bud. Yeah.
There should have been some blood. There's not even any blood. What the hell am I doing here?
Yeah, stop fucking crying, pussy.
But she was right. He was right. I should have quit crying.
I'm sure I wasn't crying on the way home. I definitely was when they were like, here, now just twist it like this so we can get an x-ray of it that way too. And I'm like,
I gotta say, my son is a savage when it comes to these broken bones. Like, it was broken. And this time, he didn't cry like he did when it was not a... So when it was full on broken, and he was like, he might have got done crying it out with his mom, but by the time he got to me, I mean, he was just like that. Like, he was like, and they're like, no, it's full on broken here and here, and there's like a chunk missing off of this one. And I'm like, ooh, I guess.
And he's just like, yeah, man, it's a little bit.
And they had to do the same thing with like the rotation and everything. So it was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's when it hurts. And then they're just like, no, just twist your arm. Just twist your arm. It's like, it's fucking broken, dude. Like,
that's what you need to tell Izzy to get into. She needs to just be an x-ray technician. Just tell her to do that. She'd be set for life. And then you ain't got to do shit. You walk from room to room, making people uncomfortable as hell because they got to do all the work to get there. And then you slap their arm on a plastic or a metal tray.
Yeah, and then shoot radiation at them.
Yeah, and then, okay, cool, got your pictures. See ya. My arm still hurts, and then you just out.
I'm going to go get in this room all over here covered in lead that's not going to get any radiation leaked on me, and I'm going to blast you with a big shot of radiation real quick.
Facts. Here's your picture, and we out.
And I'm out. Next.
all jolly in the hall. Do, 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 do.
Look at these broken arms I got.
And then they don't got to do anything. They don't got to read them.
Yeah, they just take them to the doctor.
Yeah, 100%. They just
Print it
take
out.
some pictures and then they out.
Mhm.
Seems like a super
I
legit
think,
job.
I think that a lot of those X-ray technicians do get good enough to the point where they can point some of those things out, though, like broken, fractures and stuff like that.
When their arm is like sticking up
Yeah.
and over, I think it's broken.
I think that one's broken.
You just take it. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I think it's broken.
One of those bulas, the tibula, one of the bulas is broken. Oh, fuck.
So I've been locked into the new. You watched the new Dune Prophecy?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So I'm on episode 6 right now, but they've been showcasing like the worm.
Mm.
What would you do if we had giant like tremors? Like
I feel like they would be a good source of food.
they ride these suckers,
Yeah, I mean...
and they harness like the vibration of the ground,
Mm,
and then all of a sudden they just like harpoon into the thing and then just cruise around on it.
Because, yeah, I mean, dude, it would be a good food source if we could learn how to, which we do with most things, learn how to become on top of its food chain and then harvest it for its food.
It's crazy. They get the whatever's inside of it. It's like a poison,
Mm,
but it gives you the ability to see the future. And that's what like what are they called? Like the mother superiors. They get the gift, but they have to take the poison and basically like an ayahuasca trip. Go through that, and then all of a sudden you can
see the future.
and like they're called the truth sayers because they can, I don't know, they forge the truth essentially. But it's also it's wild.
Did you see that the bald eagle just became America's bird?
Hasn't it always been America's bird?
So this is why I saw a guy think that we went through another time shift. So like the Mandela effect, the theory behind that was CERN with the particle collider destroyed our universe and we shifted into another one parallel to it. And then this other guy's like, I think we did it again because America Biden just signed a bill saying that the bald eagle is America's bird. And then the astronauts. Do you remember the astronauts coming back that were
Yeah.
stranded in space?
Yeah.
They're in space. They haven't come home.
They're still
They're
up
still
there?
in space. And then when do you remember celebrating Thanksgiving? Has it always been the fourth Thursday of or was it the third Thursday?
I couldn't tell you.
I can't remember either. I don't really pay
It's the
enough
fourth?
attention. Now it's the fourth, but some people are saying they remember it being the third Thursday of every November. And then between those three things, I'm kind of like, what the fuck? It's like, I could have sworn I remember the astronauts getting home by SpaceX. I thought SpaceX went up and got them.
No, I didn't think that SpaceX had them. I just thought that they had came home.
Yeah, I thought they came home, but no, they're still up there.
How long have they been up there now?
2-3 months? And they're saying they're going to be in there till 2025?
Oh, wow. Well, that's still not an excessive amount of time to worry.
No. But it's like I said, I could have sworn that they made it back.
Is this the same? Are these the same? Because there has been. Is this the only time we've had astronauts stuck up there? Because there was. Could have swore there was a time where they were stuck up for their year.
They were.
There was a lady.
Yeah, lady and a guy. That was that was this one. They've only been up there a few months though.
And
I could have swore it was longer than that too.
it might not be a time life shift. There might have been just 2 incidents that we're not looking at.
Well, there's only one international space station.
I know, but we've sent
Yeah.
more than one set of astronauts up there. There's been like 6 different crews, 7 different crews or something over this time of it.
The bald eagle thing is really weird though. I thought
That is the weird one because I always thought it was the bald eagle.
Yeah.
Even the Muppets had the giant bald eagle guy.
Well, I know it's been illegal to
Yeah,
kill
forever
bald eagles.
because it's our national bird.
Well, apparently it hadn't been, and Joe Biden just signed that.
Well, maybe
Because
yeah.
EJ even called me the other day and was like, "Guess what, dude? It's official. Bald eagle is now America's bird." And I'm like, "Well, hasn't it always been?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought too." So it's a cool theory. Because I do like the theory that because of the particle collider is why we get the Mandela effect. Is that if in fact, our universe was destroyed. We transferred into another one. That's why we get all these where people think Jason Mandela or whatever his name was.
I don't know. I think
died and stuff.
that you get into a slippery slope with that one. You could really drive schizophrenia way up if you start
going down.
Well, just rationalizing people's being in different parallel universes instead of this specific reality. You start giving people the freedom to play in different parallels.
Ooh, and if their brain has any excuse to
it wasn't me. I was in a different parallel to this, and that's why I had to shoot them to fix the future.
Yeah, that could be a schizophrenic's worst nightmare or wet dream.
100%. Yeah, I guess it's all the duality of it, which way you're going to lean towards. But at the same time, it's a real slippery slope.
Just, it gives...
You know how many people would lose their minds if they actually got hit with like a Doctor Strange situation?
Right, 100%. If legitimately you were sitting there and this is a big what if, guys. It's not fucking what happens. I don't know. But the alien comes in and goes, okay, I'm giving you the knowledge, and just like boom, and yeah, he shows you all Doctor Strange shit. You see all timelines, and you see all the events that happen in each single one, and you're like, you don't know which one's gonna happen to you, but you just saw them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would drive somebody mad, bro.
Oh, 100%. And I just don't see how anybody could really take in all that information and then just be like, okay, cool, that makes sense, total sense.
Go on with their day, right? Like, oh, if I take a step in one of my timelines, I get hit by a bus. In one of the timelines, I get $1 million. Like, forever not knowing what your next step was. You know, if you knew the outcome, dude. That's just trying to describe that. It's so hard to describe.
It's funny you get two choices ultimately, but they've even shown that. I mean, it tends to go like, you're not supposed to know, and then you do everything to try to go away from it, and then it comes back to the same outcome.
Right.
Regardless, you had to go through a whole bunch of stuff to learn some stuff and then to hopefully overcome it.
But you probably won't. You probably just end up in the same situation.
Back into a new lesson to figure out the next part of life.
So the fact that Doctor Strange has not blown his brains out, he's definitely a superhero.
Yeah, good on you. And bro, like the end of the last one, I don't think it was Endgame, when he was fighting, is it the second one? It had to have been the second one. He's fighting that god.
Thanos?
I don't think he was fighting Thanos. He was fighting
I probably haven't seen this one.
But he has to, well, it was like the first one or the second one. And he has to just keep re-dying over and over and over again and forcing himself through that loop. And then the guy has to keep killing him for eternity. And as long as he has to kill him for eternity, he can't destroy the universe.
Oh, okay.
Could you
Dude,
go through that existence?
You just have to tell yourself every time that it's for everyone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, yeah, that's insane.
And then on your dying breath, just to be like, reset, reset, reset. And then, I could see, because like you see it in the movie, he's just like, he gets to be at a point where he's like, this ain't even shit. How many times have I died already?
Yeah.
How many times you really want to do this?
Damn. That's deep. It's deep as fuck.
Right? It's actually pretty badass, especially from somebody who's experienced those type of dreams, you know?
Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah, that makes Doctor Strange really... I never thought about his powers that much.
And he's the most arrogant prick you could ever... Like, he's the best at what he does, but so arrogant to the... And then he was his ultimate downfall, you know? Like, he was so arrogant and got drunk, and then he crashed his car, and then everything. He couldn't even perform the surgeries anymore. It was only through that he ended up...
Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah, I haven't watched enough Doctor Strange to see his origin stories or anything. I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I thought Doctor Strange, he was badass.
I like the actor who plays him. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but he's a good actor.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
He is a damn good actor, though. Yeah. He's like that guy who plays in who's the Avengers, like the super smart guy. He ends up coming and like he's in Legion.
Not the guy who plays.
He's another British guy.
Hmm.
No, not that guy. He's like I think he was the computer system, and then he begot an actual body.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of Marvel movies recently.
No, this is like
This is what
I think this is even
originals?
before Endgame. Age of Ultron.
Vin Diesel was in there?
Yeah, when was Vin Diesel in Avengers?
Oh, no, he is, isn't he? Fuck. He's like one of the,
Fast and Furious meets Avengers.
no, I think he's, like an animated character, I think.
I wonder what anime character he
Yeah,
is.
who did, well, now we're,
Well, no, we got to stay on what we are. This
Alright.
is like DJ's nightmare.
Vin Diesel is we gotta look into.
It's
Paul Bettany? No. Jarvis, yep.
that guy, yeah.
Paul
Paul
Bettany.
Bettany. He's a damn good actor,
Jarvis,
too.
okay. Was known for
He
his role as
is-
Jarvis, and then he becomes. Okay.
Who does
I
he
do
become?
like him. That's what he is.
He Jarvis.
Yeah, he becomes
Oh, okay.
Jarvis. Like you said, he's a computer who kind of, they give him.
See, I guess correctly once in a while.
But he is a great actor. Paul Bettany. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of good roles.
Oh.
Even in just. So, what was the next thing you're trying to find
Vin
out?
Diesel
Oh, yeah.
in Marvel.
He's Groot?
Yep, that's what it was. Yeah, he voices Groot. I
Mmm.
remember he did
Who would have
some.
thought he's such a damn iconic
I am
character.
Groot. How much do you get paid to say I am Groot with a couple different
I don't know.
emotions?
We'll have to look that up on the next episode.
I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I fucking hired me, man. Could have paid me $100,000.
I'm guessing,
They paid Vin Diesel way more than $100,000 to do that.
you know, he's getting
Hey
paid.
guys, I am Groot.
Oh, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. I'm Lego Batman.
But don't forget, go
As
like and
always.
share and subscribe. Tune in. Monday we'll be back. Tuesday we'll be
Tuesday.
back. But Monday we will be back on.
Maybe even on Twitch. Maybe I might go live on Twitch.
There we go.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know.
This Monday coming up will be the start of the arc.
The boys, morning with the boys in the arcs.
Evening with the men.
In the arc. Arkham Knight.
We're still workshopping this
we're
time.
working on it. We're working on it. Give us a break.
Hey, but until then,
We appreciate you.
out.